First time ever, an object from interstellar space has been observed to visit our solar system.
Oumuamua is hurtling toward Earth, and no one saw it coming. Discovered in 2017, this strange, elongated object appeared out of nowhere, baffling everyone with its bizarre path and mysterious origins. Named Oumuamua, meaning messenger from afar in Hawaiian, it initially seemed harmless. But what if it's too late when we finally figure out its true nature? Let's explore the possibilities and uncover what Oumuamua's unexpected path holds. The mysterious journey of Oumuamua. NASA scientists issued a surprising warning. Oumuamua is not what we thought, and it's currently heading towards Earth. We're now in a race against time to uncover its true nature before it gets too close. Remember, this is important, because it's the first object we've seen entering our solar system from somewhere else in space. This is a big deal and fascinating because it looks like nothing we've seen before. Since then, everyone, especially scientists, has been very curious, trying to figure out what this object is and where it came from. It's not like the usual space rocks or comets that we see orbiting the sun, making it special and a bit confusing for everyone. What makes it stand out is how different it is from anything we're used to in our cosmic neighborhood, which has sparked a lot of excitement and curiosity among scientists. Many smart people have been working hard to solve this cosmic puzzle. They're coming up with different ideas to try to understand this strange space object. This effort has quickly become a big topic of discussion and research in the world of space exploration. The story of Oumuamua began on October 19, 2017, a special day for those who love to look at the night sky. In the beautiful landscapes of Hawaii, there's a huge telescope called PANICK. Its main job is usually to scan the skies for asteroids that might get close to Earth and pose a threat. But on that day, something unusual happened. A space scientist named Robert Warwick, who is fantastic at studying the cosmos, was looking at data from the telescope. What he found was very strange. This object, soon to be named Oumuamua, didn't look like the usual space rocks or comets that orbit our sun. The discovery of this strange object quickly grabbed the attention of space enthusiasts and professional astronomers around the world. Everyone was eager to point their telescopes at this mystery to learn more. The efforts to observe and study it were intense and widespread. What they found was truly amazing. This object didn't behave like the usual members of our solar system. Instead of following the expected path around the sun, it just moved past it, suggesting it came from somewhere far beyond our usual cosmic boundaries. But this wasn't the most surprising part. The object was given the name Oumuamua, a beautiful Hawaiian word meaning a messenger from afar that arrives first, perfectly capturing its role as a kind of interstellar visitor. It's like receiving a message from a distant part of our galaxy, making it not just an object of scientific curiosity, but also a symbol of the vast and fascinating nature of our universe. This discovery sparked a wave of excitement and interest among scientists, as it was clear evidence of how interconnected cosmic events are, reminding us of the endless possibilities that exist beyond our solar system. Let's explore the story of Oumuamua, a unique visitor from space, space's silent voyager. The name Oumuamua is more than just a label for this strange object from space. It's a special tribute to the people and culture of Hawaii, recognizing their important role in discovering new celestial bodies. By naming it Oumuamua, astronomers wanted to honor Hawaii's contribution to space exploration. When astronomers first noticed Oumuamua, they thought it was an asteroid because it looked like one and didn't have the typical characteristics of a comet. Comets usually have a cloud of gas and dust around them, called a coma, or a tail that trails behind them as they move through space. But when Oumuamua started leaving our solar system, something unexpected happened. It began to speed up. This acceleration is usually seen in comets, not asteroids, because as comets get closer to the sun, they release gases and dust that act like a natural rocket, pushing them forward, Let's dive deeper into the strange case of Oumuamua, a space rock unlike anything we've seen before. Today, some scientists think of Oumuamua as a kind of hidden comet, different from the usual ones. They suggest that it might be releasing a tiny amount of gas or dust, so small that our telescopes can't detect it. This almost invisible puff of gas could explain why Oumuamua is speeding up as it leaves our solar system. If this idea is correct, Oumuamua could represent a new type of comet, one that doesn't look like the bright long-tailed comets we're used to. But that's not the most surprising part. Avi Loeb, a professor at Harvard, has proposed a more radical idea. He has suggested something that sounds like it belongs in a science fiction story. Loeb thinks that Oumuamua might not be a natural object like a comet or asteroid at all. Instead, he imagines it could be a piece of advanced technology from another civilization. Imagine a super-thin, reflective sheet or sail that captures sunlight to move through space, similar to how a sailboat uses wind to glide across the water. This light sail could be an artificial object sent from another star system. The solar system has always been full of mysteries that challenge our understanding, and Oumuamua is one of them. Loeb points out some unique features of this object, like its unusual shape, its surface that reflects a lot of light, and its movement that doesn't match what we'd expect from natural celestial bodies. These strange behaviors make the theories about Oumuamua fascinating. This possibility sparks our imagination and makes us think that we might not be alone in this vast universe. But even though this idea is exciting, it's important to stay balanced and cautious. The hypothesis that Oumuamua could be of extraterrestrial origin is just one among many. Most astronomy experts are still skeptical. They prefer to stick to more traditional interpretations based on known space phenomena, especially since the idea of an alien probe requires bold assumptions without enough evidence to back them up. As Oumuamua moves away, its mysteries invite us to learn more. Piecing together cosmic clues. Moreover, with Oumuamua now far out of our reach and much still unknown about this object, as well as many other unexplained space phenomena, the scientific community suggests it's better to focus on more solid theories grounded in what we already know. However, the debate around Oumuamua shows us just how much we still have to learn and discover beyond our planet, inviting us to keep an open mind and continue exploring the mysteries of space. Ever since Oumuamua caught our attention, it has been a real challenge for scientists to fit this curious visitor into our understanding of the universe without jumping to conclusions. Several theories have emerged to explain the peculiarities of Oumuamua, leaning on natural phenomena. One of the simplest explanations is that Oumuamua might just be a fragment of a larger celestial body, perhaps a planet or an asteroid, that broke apart ages ago. But here's the thing. This scenario is like finding a single puzzle piece on the floor. You know it's part of something much bigger, but you can only guess what the whole picture looks like without the rest of the pieces. And so, Oumuamua remains an enigma, pushing us to explore further and try to understand the vast and intriguing secrets that the cosmos still holds. When we look at Oumuamua, we see only a small part of it without really knowing what the whole thing looks like. We don't know the shape of the object or how this piece broke off. It's a bit like finding an old artifact from a lost civilization. We can guess where it came from and what it was used for, but without all the details, our understanding is incomplete. Another interesting idea that scientists have suggested is that Oumuamua might be what's called a hydrogen iceberg. This idea is new and different because it suggests that Oumuamua is mostly made of frozen hydrogen gas. This is unusual because, on Earth, hydrogen doesn't freeze into a solid. The thinking here is that if Oumuamua came from a much colder, more distant part of the galaxy, it might be made of this rare type of ice. As it got closer to our sun, the warmth from the sun could have turned the frozen hydrogen straight into gas in a process called sublimation. This change could have gently pushed Oumuamua along, making it move faster without leaving behind the bright tail we usually see with comets. However, the idea of a hydrogen iceberg is controversial and has sparked a lot of discussion among scientists. There are big questions about whether an object like this could survive the journey through space. Space is full of radiation and other dangers that could break apart a fragile hydrogen iceberg long before it reaches our solar system. Scientists are still debating whether this idea could really be true, considering the chances of a hydrogen iceberg surviving the tough conditions of space travel. Some astronomers think that Oumuamua might be the first example of a completely new kind of space object, something formed by unusual cosmic events in star systems far away from ours. If that's the case, it could mean there are many more of these strange objects drifting through space, just waiting to be discovered. Finding more objects like Oumuamua would be like opening a treasure chest of new information, helping us learn more about what's happening in distant parts of our galaxy, far beyond our solar system. Next, we dive deeper into the oddities of Oumuamua's appearance and movements. Secrets of a cosmic cucumber. But here's something else that makes Oumuamua stand out: its unusual shape. This space object is very long and thin, unlike any asteroid or comet we've seen in our solar system. Imagine a cucumber, but stretched out to be 10 times longer than usual. That gives you an idea of Oumuamua's strange shape. It's about 800 meters long, that's roughly half a mile, but only about 80 meters wide. Oumuamua, with its long, thin shape, is a real puzzle for scientists. It's so far away that even our best telescopes have trouble seeing it clearly, but that's what makes it so interesting. Despite the distance and the blurry view, we can tell that Oumuamua has a shape unlike anything else we've seen orbiting the Sun. Its strange shape and unusual movement through space have left scientists wondering how it came to be. As we look closer at Oumuamua's odd behavior, what might we discover? The search for answers continues. This mysterious object not only glides through space, but also spins and tumbles in a chaotic way. This wild spinning makes scientists think that Oumuamua has had a rough past. It might have crashed into something or been thrown out of its original home. Surprisingly, it moves faster as it gets farther from the Sun. But this isn't just because the Sun is pulling on it. There's something else giving Oumuamua an extra push, and we're still trying to figure out what that is. The way Oumuamua looks also gives us more clues. It has a deep red color, similar to other objects far beyond Neptune. This color often means there are organic molecules on its surface, the basic ingredients needed for life. This doesn't mean Oumuamua carries life, but it does suggest it has some of the essential ingredients. Its strange color, odd shape, and the mysterious forces acting on it make Oumuamua a real mystery in the sky. It's like a story from a science fiction book, and each new detail we learn helps us understand the universe a little better. Imagine Oumuamua's journey through space. It's been a long, lonely trip that has lasted billions of years. As it travels through the cold, dark space between stars, it faces constant bombardment from cosmic rays. These aren't ordinary particles. They are supercharged and travel at incredible speeds. They hit Oumuamua and change its surface, making it darker and redder. This change is a big clue for scientists. It suggests that Oumuamua has been wandering the galaxy for a very long time, surviving the harsh conditions of space. But this isn't the only strange thing about Oumuamua. Let's take a closer look at how cosmic rays have shaped this mysterious object. These cosmic rays aren't just beams of energy moving through space. They're powerful forces that can change how objects in space behave. It's fascinating that these rays can create complex organic molecules. Think of these molecules as the basic building blocks needed to start life. This discovery is exciting because it suggests that Oumuamua might be more than just a drifting rock in space. It could actually be carrying the essential ingredients for life. As it has traveled through space for a long time, it's been exposed to various space events that might have transformed its surface into a complex mix of chemicals. The part of space where Oumuamua has been floating is incredibly harsh, but this harshness also acts as a protective shield for space objects. The extreme cold and the emptiness of space serve as a perfect environment to preserve things. There are no hot suns to burn its surface or atmospheres to wear it down. Let's look at how space movements affect Oumuamua and what it tells us about the universe. The galactic detective story. With no wind or weather to affect it, Oumuamua isn't just space debris. It's like a relic from a distant past, carrying stories from billions of years ago. Its journey through the dark, empty spaces between stars likely kept its surface almost unchanged since it was first launched into space, making it a valuable time capsule of the universe. But Oumuamua didn't make this trip alone. Our solar system is full of planets, moons, and the sun, each affecting others with their gravity. This gravitational dance influenced Oumuamua as it passed through our part of space. This is where astronomers step in, acting like detectives. They use telescopes, radars, and mathematical models to track Oumuamua's path and speed as it navigated the gravitational forces of our solar system. By carefully observing how Oumuamua's path and speed changed as it passed by the sun and got nudged by planets, scientists try to retrace its journey through space. They search for clues about where it came from and what might have sent it on this path through the stars. It's not just about following one object. It's about understanding how everything in space is connected. Each time Oumuamua interacted with something in our solar system, it added another piece to the puzzle, helping scientists understand more about the history and dynamics of our cosmic neighborhood. And in learning about Oumuamua, scientists gain insights into other space objects as well. The formation of solar systems and the spread of materials that could lead to life is a process that spans the entire universe. When we study Oumuamua, we're not just looking at a distant object in space, we're exploring the basic building blocks that may have formed our own planet and possibly even life itself. These life-creating materials travel through space, hidden inside these mysterious cosmic visitors. This is what happens in the vastness of space. Scientists study these gravity boosts, which happen to objects like Oumuamua as it passes by the giant planets and stars in our solar system. They carefully track these speed boosts, which accumulate throughout Oumuamua's journey through space. By doing this, they act like cosmic detectives, following Oumuamua's interstellar adventure to try to figure out where it came from. But this isn't the only challenge. Many scientists are working hard to identify the star systems, or specific stars Oumuamua might have encountered on its cosmic journey. Some suggest it could have passed by young star clusters, or stars like HEP 3757 and HD 292249 long ago. Figuring out the exact place Oumuamua came from is no easy task. We don't fully know its exact speed and path through space. On top of that, the galaxy is like a busy cosmic highway, with stars and planetary systems always on the move, which makes it even harder to trace Oumuamua's original path. And if Oumuamua got a push from releasing material, like a cosmic jet, that would make things even more complicated. As Oumuamua travels through the space between stars, it moves through what's known as the interstellar medium. This is a thin, almost empty mix of tiny dust particles, gases, and fast-moving charged particles. Even though this space is very sparse, over time, it can slightly change the paths of objects like Oumuamua. This slow, gentle interaction with interstellar matter adds another layer to Oumuamua's story. When scientists try to map out the long journey Oumuamua has taken, they must consider these tiny but steady nudges. It's like trying to map a road trip across a vast, ever-changing landscape. Oumuamua is different from the usual objects we see in our skies, like planets, asteroids, and comets that orbit our sun. It doesn't belong to our solar system. It's like a visitor from a faraway neighborhood in the galaxy. What do you think Oumuamua really is? Could it be a secret message from another civilization or just a peculiar space rock? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.